Hey there, and welcome to the Cottage. This is another episode of One Card in Four Decks. I'm Joey the Veiled Cottage Witch. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad that you're able to sit with me. We are talking about the Lovers card today, and this is a little bit controversial with me. I have been reading for years, and my biggest pet peeve, I think, of any card is this card and the fact that everyone in the world, it seems, wants to read this card as like a twin flame or like a soulmate card. And when we read that like that, we box ourselves in. There's so much more to this card. And so I hope today, this lesson, this video, will help change your mind and kind of broaden the meaning for you today. So that is my dream, my hope, my inspiration for this video today. So the crystal for today is one of my favorites, rhodonite. And rhodonite is all about compassion, emotional healing, harmonious relationships, but most of all, and this is going to be the overarching theme today in this video, it supports heart-centered decision making. And that's going to be the motif for today, decision making and choices. So let's just dive right in and talk about the Lovers. So the number 6 is all about cooperation and harmony and balance. So, and it's also a number of communication. So with 6s, every time we have a 6 in the tarot, it's always going to be about balance. So that's something to really kind of put in your brain pan, that the 6s are going to always be about balance. So here we have two figures, a woman and a man, and then between them we have an angelic figure. So this is rumored, not confirmed, rumored to be the Archangel Raphael. This is the Archangel of the East and of air and of healing and restoration. Okay? And then, as you can kind of surmise with the trees and the apples and the serpent, this is Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. So we have the serpent representing wisdom here. We have the tree of life, the tree of knowledge, and we have the tree of life. We have this huge cloud between them. And this is important because clouds represent thought. So this is a huge obstacle between the man and the woman. And it's really important that you note that the man is looking at the woman, but the woman is looking at the angel. So when we think about that and this little triangle we have going on here, the angel is representative of the superconscious. So the male is representative of the divine masculine. So that would be the conscious mind. Okay, stay with me. This is deep, but stay with me. And the female would represent the subconscious, right? The angel would represent the superconscious, the intuitive mind, the higher self. So she's looking at her higher self. She's tuning into her higher self. And he is looking at her coming from the conscious mind. So here we have the active mind and the receptive mind here going on. We have the Mountain, which represents the uniting of opposites. You know, this is, she has to come halfway, he has to come halfway. Here we have the overarching theme of decisions. We are making choices here with this card between the sacred, looking at the angel, and the profane, looking at the naked lady, so to speak. You know, we have, you know, the snake here representing the quote unquote temptation of taking the apple after God said no. You know, how dare she gain knowledge and wisdom? How dare she? I digress. But we see this overarching theme of, you know, do I or don't I? You know, we have this should I, shouldn't I, you know? So the nudity is vulnerability, obviously. You know, we have this, once the fool in the fool's journey learns the rules, now he's pondering breaking them, so to speak. So there's a huge choice here. And this cloud is just that abstract thought. You know, now that he's out into the world, things are getting muddled. Are you with me? All right. So basically, that's the Lovers. Now, when I said you get boxed in a love reading, if the Lovers come up, that's awesome. But what if this comes up in a business reading? Right? You don't want to get boxed in to saying, oh, you know, you have found the love of your life. And if it's a business reading, that's not going to matter. I mean, that's neither here nor there. You need to be able to read this card in the context of the reading. So that's why I emphasize so much the decision making and the choices. You need to be able to listen to your higher self when making decisions and not be so cluttered with that lower thinking. You need to be in that higher self, making good decisions, not, I don't want to say bad decisions, but you need to make better decisions. We'll put it that way. So that's the Lovers. So let's look at the Lovers in the Druidic Tarot. I love this, you guys. So here we have a hand fasting. We've got this antlered man and this crowned woman, divine masculine, divine feminine. And they're in a hand fasting that they've used their actual hair, if you can see that, to tie the hand fasting knot. How beautiful is that? That's beautiful. And they've produced from their union this beautiful little energy orb here. So here we have a unity of opposites that has produced a wonderful result. This is the product of a great decision, the coming together of opposites to create something beautiful. This is alchemy, right? This is beautiful. I love this. This deck was such an awesome purchase, you guys. If you haven't seen my deck review on this of the Druidic Tarot, go watch it. This is an amazing deck. I digress. But like I just love this. And we've got the triangle still, like we have here, but they're looking at each other. So, you know, I feel like they're having a higher self to higher self communication here. And this card is ruled by Gemini, which is the twins. So that's perfectly awesome. I love this card. Oh, that's beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now, this card, I had to look up the story of it because I love the card, but I had to look up my Greek mythology here. So forgive me if I get out my notes. So bear with me. So this is the Under the Oak Tarot. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. So this is the myth, the Greek myth of Orpheus and Eurydice. So this is the tragic story of the musician Orpheus, that's his lyre right there, who journeys to the underworld to retrieve his deceased wife Eurydice. He charms the gods of the underworld with his lyre playing, but a condition is placed on his return. He must not look back at Eurydice as they ascend. But Orpheus's doubt gets the best of him, and he looks back, breaking the condition, and Eurydice is lost to him forever. You doubt the gods, there will be consequences, right? You have to trust. And this is really important. You have to trust. When you make a decision and you get the gods or the angels or a higher self or God, goddess, spirit involved, you have to trust. Trust in your decision. If you doubt your decision, when you look back, you're liable to trip. Am I right? So this is what has happened. And she has to now walk through and be reminded of this story. As she is walking through and making her decision, she can't look back either. I love that. And I love this peacock here. I'm not sure what it means, but I love it. I love peacocks. We know. We've talked about peacocks on this channel a couple of times, and I just love it. But I feel like if she looks back, I get the feeling that she will be turned into a statue. Somehow I've made that up in my mind, but it's real for me. Once she goes through this, and I feel like that's the mountain that is here. Once you go, you can't look back. You need to follow through with your decision. There we go. All right, welcome to my world. That's, you know, I make this up and it's true for me. Take it or leave it. All right. And here we have the Dark Reflections deck. This is the reversal deck, the shadow deck. So, wowzers, here we go. Jeez. So, this angel is something else. Let me tell you. Looks rather demonic. And here we have the Lover's spat. And then some. Wow. Like, she is flaming here. We have, like, their roles have reversed. So instead of the female being over here with the tree of knowledge, she is over here with the tree of life. So they've flip-flopped roles. So he is being very emotional, looks like being very, I hate to stereotype. And then she's being very active. He's being very receptive and she's being very active. There we go. She is giving him what for. And it just seems like, obviously, they're not communicating very well, which is the whole point of this card. Decisions and choices have obviously been the wrong ones, or not very wise ones, at least. So, yeah, this is all, instead of like the hands coming down and blessing, they're turned up. And it's like as if the angel or whatever this is saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. Like, y'all solve this on your own. I got nothing to do with it. And the cloud, instead of a, a fluffy, kind of happy cloud, this is storm clouds. Yeah. And this mountain behind them is rather rigid instead of a nice little hilly mountain. This is jagged. This is a serious fight. Yeah. Yowzers. So this was the Lovers in the Rider-Waite Smith deck, the Druidic Tarot deck, the Under the Oak Tarot, and the Dark Reflections Tarot. So tell me how you guys interpret the Lovers card. Do you see it like I see it, as a choice, as decision making? Tell me how you feel about the Lovers. I'd really like to know. Tell me down in the comments. Please give this video a like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more. We'll be doing the Chariot next. So I'm really excited. That's one of my, that's my rising sign, Cancer. So I'm excited to talk about that. If you'd like to financially support this channel, you can do so by buying me a coffee or scanning the QR code right here, but absolutely no pressure. You can visit my website at theveiledcottagewitch.com, shop my herbal store. You can sign up for a class, a service, all of that good stuff. Just remember to, at checkout, enter that code word, all caps veiled, to get your free shipping. Don't miss out on that. That is just for my YouTube followers, and my gift from me to you. Other than that, live your best life and live for yourself. I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.